I'm Michael Prewitt with Kenzen, and today we'll be discussing the power of heat, monitoring physiological heat stress at a utility company. This is a collaborative presentation between us at Kenzen and one of our customers, Evergy, a utility company in the Midwest. We will review each of our organizations, the use case for Evergy, the overall project review, and what we both learned from it. We hope you find value in our discussion.
Hello, my name is Rayna Brown, and I'm an industrial hygienist with Evergy. I have an undergraduate degree in occupational safety and health, a master's degree in industrial hygiene, and for the last 10 years, I have worked in both the electrical utility industry as well as manufacturing and construction. I'm professionally interested in research and development of new occupational health systems with an emphasis on high-risk industrial environments.
Hi, I'm Phillip Davis, and I'm a business development manager with Kenzen. I come from a background with manufacturing and healthcare IT.
And I am Michael Prewitt. I manage customer deployments, provide training, account management, and support for all of our Kenzen customers and their workers. I've been working in life sciences and tech for my career, and most recently focused on physiological tech, product training, and deployments. Now I'll let Phil cover our Kenzen product and platform.
Thank you, Michael. Kenzen is the premier physiological monitoring platform to keep workforces safe from heat injury and illness on the job while producing data-driven insights to improve productivity and overall safety. We are in the game of prediction, prevention, and intervention if necessary. The base level function is a wearable device that is worn comfortably on the upper arm, sampling a worker's physiology every 5 seconds, creating tens of thousands of data points per worker per shift. A haptic stop work alert is felt by a worker when they are at risk for a heat injury or illness, and then another return to work alert when their physiological levels have returned to normal. The Kenzen device has an environmental temperature and humidity sensor. There's also a K on the outside of the patch. When the K is flashing, it is looking for a user's phone to pair with. The Kenzen patch will pair with a user's Android or iPhone. There's also a skin temperature and humidity sensor on the back, as well as a heart rate sensor. The Kenzen Supervisor Dashboard enables an entire team to be monitored via web-based tablet or phone, so intervention in the field can occur if necessary. Our Kenzen Analytics Dashboard can be used by corporate environmental health and safety teams to improve heat safety, as well as plan worksite and team hydration requirements and understand individual heat susceptibility for shift scheduling. The Kenzen solution has been deployed across the globe in domains such as construction, mining, oil and gas, utilities, manufacturing, defense, and renewable energy with large industrial conglomerates. And now I will pass it along to Rayna with Evergy.
Thank you very much, Phil. Evergy Incorporated provides clean, safe, reliable energy to about 1.6 million customers in Kansas and Missouri. On the screen, you can see a map of our service territory, including our facilities and our headquarters. Evergy was formed by combining two companies, Kansas City Power and Light and Westar Energy, in 2018. And when that occurred, a leading energy company was created. At Evergy, we are committed to delivering clean, safe, reliable sources of energy today and into the future. About half the power supplied by Evergy comes from clean sources. This creates a more reliable energy source with less impact to the environment. Our field team includes about 3,500 operations personnel. These personnel are divided into two primary divisions: power generation and power delivery. At Evergy, our main priority is keeping our team members and community members safe every day and driving a safety-first culture. This summer, our team leveraged technology to enhance worker safety by using the Kenzen device out in the field. Part of our core vision and values is to innovate and identify new technology sources. The Kenzen device allowed us to track heat exhaustion in the field using this new type of Smart PPE device. This summer, we conducted a pilot project with approximately 24 Evergy personnel across two divisions, power generation and power delivery, within the Evergy service area. The purpose of the project was to understand the device functionality, durability, reliability, as well as understand the cultural acceptance of our field personnel with the technology. Because as we learned, if it's not on, it's not protecting our folks. At Evergy, one of the excellent opportunities throughout the course of this pilot project is to learn about how we can do projects like this better in the future. So I'd like to cover 3 primary areas where we had some significant learnings as a project team. The first area was in regards to pre-planning. So one of the primary things that we learned was that the broad deployment of smart PPE devices is going to require tech support, subject matter expert tech support at the location of the devices. And Kenzen did a fantastic job providing that support. But there's a need for folks to learn and understand how to reboot machines, connect to the app, and other tech-related elements that we have to make sure that our folks are supported in. Number 2, we also learned the importance of deploying before the hot season occurred. So making sure that folks can go through that technology learning curve in advance of actually needing to utilize the device out in the field. The second area of learning includes education, communication, and training. So throughout the course of the pilot project, we determined that the development and need for policy guardrails to ensure that physiological data is only utilized for worker health and safety, as well as the prevention of heat-related illness, is going to be important for us as an organization. Additionally, there were questions regarding the value add of a real-time sensor by folks out in the field. We received comments around, I know my own body, I don't need a tech to tell me how I feel. Also, folks making recommendations around, rather than having a real-time device to give me insight into my physiology, give me solutions to cool me down. Give me something literally I can use to lower my core body temperature. So that was interesting. And we feel that through the course of education, communication, and training, we can continue to educate our workforce around the true value of a predictive device and the fact that this will actually prevent heat-related illness and injury in the field. So that was very interesting. Finally, we learned regarding devices, connectivity, and tech support that reliability is king. Most folks are used to using technology and they're used to it working. So we noticed that when the technology may not connect as quickly as somebody anticipated, or there was a small project upset, minor upset, that had an influence on the perception of our users around how reliable it was. And so continuing to make sure that the technology is reliable and that folks are trained, they know how to use it, they know how to troubleshoot, is going to be absolutely imperative. Because one of the things that we learned is that if it's not easy to use, folks will view it as a distraction and they may not don it, and then it won't be there to provide protective function when they need it. So those are the 3 primary areas of learning that we had coming out of the pilot project this summer. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Kenzen. Thank you.
Thanks, Rayna, for that great rundown of your experience. From the Kenzen side, I will walk you all through how we experienced the project and the lessons that we learned from it. So the first thing that we learned working with the utility company is that they have high standards and requirements, and rightfully so. They're the ones providing power and energy to all of our homes in this area, and they need to make sure that that is not compromised in any way, shape, or form. Our internal sense of privacy and security is very important to Kenzen, but we know that we needed to bring it up to work with an entity such as Evergy. And while we were already working on that, the deadline of providing this information to their workers, the devices with their company, made it that much more important for us to bring our standards up even faster. And these standards are going to be required by other utility companies, government entities, and the like, so that it is helping us get our business up to a higher level so that we're able to deploy faster with other organizations as we continue to grow. Another thing that really helped out this project from our standpoint was that Evergy is local to our Kenzen headquarters here in Kansas City, Missouri. So being able to drive 20 minutes down the road to hand off devices to the workers, train them on our device, work with Rayna and her team, really made it that much easier and better for us. Any tech support that we could provide, we could quickly get there in person. Being able to discuss any feedback with the workers face-to-face really helped out our experience and really helped us focus our product development for the future to continue to grow and get better with these groups that we'll be working with in the future. From our standpoint, we learned a lot about education and how to help the workers understand what Smart PPE is, how it can be useful for them, and that it's there to protect them. So figuring out the best way that they can build it into their workflow during the day. We didn't want them to have to go to a special place or location to get suited up on something. So having a simple armband wearable, having them find the best place to charge it, the best time of day to put it on when they're getting ready for their work, to make sure that they're not missing any sort of protection as they start their work day. All of those things helped us make sure that it was quickly adopted and that the workers felt safe and comfortable putting it on. And then as we collected feedback as we went through, we were able to understand what tasks the workers really felt benefited them the most to be wearing the device, and helping us understand what instances it really needed to be protecting them throughout the day, and helping that with the other groups as we brought on later throughout the project. We did a sequential deployment, helping the lessons learned from the early deployments with the latter deployments, and making it even easier for them from what we had spoken with workers about earlier in the season. Next up on our app side of things, it actually absolutely has to be usable and easy to digest. We feel that it is in a good spot there, but always collecting worker feedback helps it to be even better. Along with that comes updates. And for a lot of people, app updates aren't the first thing that they think about every single day when they wake up. With our product being Smart PPE, updates are very, very important for optimal functionality. So helping the workers, the staff understand that when our app update comes through, to not dismiss it and put it off like most people do with some of their other apps. So that helps us drive home the importance of the protective function, the optimal operation capacity of the device and the app to be as up to date as possible, so that we're not missing out on any sort of features or functions that could protect the worker. And then simplicity. It can't be too disruptive to the worker's day, week, whatever it may be. Our longest period of time is simply getting people registered. And once that is complete, daily setup is only about 30 seconds. They get the armband on themselves, and then they're able to connect to the app, enter some information about their workday, and then they're off, and then hopefully they can forget about it until they potentially get an alert down the line. And that is a key part of working with these individuals who do not really have a whole lot of time to be messing around with other items outside of their core toolbox, their truck, and what they are taking to the field to be continuing to do their job. So quick and easy setup was very, very important. On the device side, comfort, function were very important to us. Comfort for sure is one of our highest marks of success. We don't want people to feel uncomfortable, that it's a challenge to get the device on. We want them to put it on and forget it, and forget that they're wearing it, so that when an alert does come through for them, they really recognize it because they forget that something is on their arm. The functionality, as Rayna mentioned, is very, very important. Even small little hiccups can make people get upset and not want to continue to wear the device, even though most of the functionality would still be there. And those are the little small things that need to be addressed quickly, and having them, again, be local really helped us out to be able to perform these functions face-to-face a lot of the times and get their workers the support that they needed. Similar to that, any sort of small bugs that do come up, we had to address quickly and push updates out as quick as we possibly could with them. And that's, again, why keeping the apps up to date, keeping the devices up to date was very, very important, to make sure that those workers were protected as much as possible, and that they felt as comfortable as possible, and it did not disrupt their workflow as much as we possibly could. Thank you very much for being interested in our project. We really hope that you enjoyed hearing about it. And if you would like to reach out to any of us, our contact information is here, and we are happy to engage anybody about what we learned this summer. Thank you.